Question number 3. A client comes to a session appearing very stressed. When the coach asks what the client wants to talk about, the client frantically lists a major event that they're planning at work, a large family gathering they're organizing and caring for their aging parents. The client seemed overwhelmed, and the coach notices tears in the client's eyes. What should the coach do? Agreement. Yes. So this has to do with coaching agreement because of the topics that they want to focus on, right? So when you notice something like this, okay, this sounds like the coaching agreement. So I need to start pulling at my back of my memory what's the coaching agreement on. So then after knowing that, then I read the options. So I always encourage you read the scenarios, then think about which competency before reading the options. Because sometimes if I read the options, I may get confused with which competency is asking me. Okay, so option number 1. Ask the client if they need a moment before starting the coaching session since they seem upset. Option number 2, ask the client to share more about their aging parents. Option 3, acknowledge that the client has shared 3 significant challenges they are facing and ask which one they would like to start exploring first. Option 4, ask the client to begin with the major event that they're planning at work since they mentioned it first. Okay, so now you have these 4 options. Which one do you think?
I mean, the best for me is to acknowledge that the client has shared 3 significant challenges,
Yep.
probably. And also a good answer is the first one, because it shows respect and awareness.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm.
So between these 2 are definitely the good answers, I guess.
Yep. Yep.
So, but if I'm looking again for a pattern and the keywords could be the acknowledgement.
Mm. Yep. So the answer is number 3, which is the pattern of acknowledgement, right? So acknowledging the client has a choice and then inviting them to decide which one they're going to start first with. This is aligned with the coaching agreement competency. So if we look at the coaching agreement, partners with client. So it's about partnering with client. Partners with client to determine what they want. See, client to determine. So notice all the word client to determine, client to determine, client to determine and manage the time focus. So it's always about client focused. Yeah. So that's why the option out of all 4 of them would be acknowledging it first and then asking them which one they like to explore. Would be most aligned to competency number 3. Yeah. Okay, so that's how we kind of look at the competency and then look at this. Look at competency, look at that. Yeah. Okay. And then for those people who have PCC and they're going beyond also, the PCC markers does state that where it says things like helps the client define what they want to accomplish, right? So again, it's the PCC marker is from the ICF main competency as well. Okay, so if you look at it, why is that option the best? Acknowledging what the client has shared. It's because it's client-centered, allowing the client to choose first, and also helping to clarify what is their sessional goal. What is it that they want to focus on, rather than me deciding for them. Okay, but if we think that's the best option, what could be the worst option?
I mean, the answer 2 and 4 are both focusing just on one, so it's not specific. But the first one is also not very positive in a way because he seems to be upset and telling him something very negative, right? So it's tricky. Because it also seems positive in a way. I give him a moment and I'm seeing something he's not well in a way, but I'm telling him he's upset is also not a positive thing, right? And 2 and 4 is just jumping into one topic out of 3 also doesn't make the sense. So maybe it's the first one because the other is not optimal. You jump in, but maybe the first is even worse. I don't know. It's tricky.
So now this is where sometimes one of the hardest ones is to select the worst action because the obvious one is the easy one. So if we think about the flip side of competency 3, which is I'm deciding for the client, I'm pointing out to you what to do, what you should do, what you should do. The correct side is I invite you this partnership, inviting you to decide. The flip side is I'm telling you, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, right? So which one? It's me directing the client. Which one is me doing more of the the pointing out you should do this, you should do this. Okay, so if I look at this, A1 and 3 or 2 sounds like not so good options, right? Ask the client to share more about aging parents. Okay, it's just asking to share more about the aging parents. But which one is more directive in nature? If I look at the 4 options.
In the first thing, I really don't like telling the client that he seems to be upset is very negative.
Okay, so you feel that because this is my sensation, or this is what I'm thinking that he's, or this is what I'm
Yeah.
sensing. Okay, he seems to. Okay, so your option, your option would be number 1, which is ask the client if they like to take a moment because since he seems upset.
Mm.
Okay, now actually number 1 is quite okay action. If I sense he's upset, I could just say, hey, would you like a moment? So it's not a bad action. It option 1 and 3 would be the both of the better actions. Okay. However, the worst action is actually number 4. Ask the client to begin with the major event they are planning at work since they mentioned it first.
I mean, there's no big difference between 2 and 4, right? Because
Mm,
it's both bad because you jump into one of the 3 topics.
correct. Correct.
Mm.
Yep. So then if 2 and 4 are quite close, how do I know which one to choose? Because they're quite similar.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I couldn't choose between these two. Yeah.
Yeah. So the secret there then comes with um the words that is used. The second one asks the client to share more about aging parents. Okay, that's just sharing more. The fourth one is ask client to begin with the major event they're planning to work since they mentioned it first. Okay, so 2 and 4 are actually quite close. They're quite bad. And let's take a look at the competency and see what is it that we kind of want to refer to. So things like client to determine the direction of client's desired outcome. So which one is me telling the client the desired outcome? So it feels that number 4, it's me telling the client this is the direction to go, which is
I
because
decide which topic we talk about.
I decide which topic to talk about, right? So I say let's start with this. Okay. So between 2 and 4, then 4 will be more of that. I decide what to talk about. So if you see this, um, because it's the major event at work, so to the coach, we feel that it's the most important issue because we think that the first thing the client says may be the most, right? So this one becomes me telling, dictating, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, right? So therefore, that would be the worst option as compared to the others. Okay. So if we look at this, between both of them, competency 3, is it more client choice, client centered? Is the client choosing, or is am I directing the conversation more? If it's the choice is me just telling you what you should do, what you focus on, then that would be probably the worst option for competency 3.